All right, everybody, welcome into Around the Felt, episode number 29. I am your host, Reagan Loescher, and here with me today is my good sidekick, co-host, the guy to the left of me or the right on your screen, Mr. Colin Patrick Tong. How we doing?
I'm doing great, Reagan. I'm enjoying a nice Worth Manhattan right now. We just got done speaking with Ken, introducing
Drink responsibly.
Our second sponsor. Yeah, please drink responsibly. If you're 21, just don't do it.
If you're 21, don't do it?
If you're under 21,
Yeah, all right.
If you're
do
under
not
21,
drink.
Okay.
do not do it.
All right.
But we're enjoying a nice Worth Manhattan to celebrate our second sponsor. We're looking forward to the partnership. But Reagan, I'm excited for Week 10. Besides, the Giants-Cowboys game, which is a 16.5-point spread right now. But other than that, it looks like a decent slate.
Yeah, no, it should be. I mean, that's the only game that's like a crazy spread right now from what we've seen. But
Yeah, a lot of close games.
and that spread
coming
might go
on
up
deck.
because they did announce today, your boy,
DeVito
Your
is
favorite
starting.
quarterback.
I did say I didn't think he was
Yay.
going to start, and they are starting him. Even though he has not completed a forward pass, it seems like the two games he played.
Well, I think they realized, hey, we want to draft Caleb Williams, Drake May, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, one of those guys. So who gives you the best chance to get one of those guys? That'd be Mr. TD, rocking his TD chain.
Yeah, I just find it unlikely that Dable's like, yeah, let's just lose out and just start DeVito and let him get crushed for 8 games, 9 games.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But, I mean, Dayball's knows the best.
Yeah, continue with the news. Carson Wentz is back in the league, Reagan. He signs with the Rams.
Good for Carson.
They waived Brett Ripon after his pathetic
Rippin.
performance.
Rippin.
I keep fucking that up. Sorry, Brett, if you're listening.
He might be
fucking that up.
listening,
Yeah.
It sounds like he's unemployed right now, so.
They waived him, and they bring in Wentz. Interesting move. Now, does this have to do with Stafford? Is he going to be out longer, or do they just want more security behind
No,
him?
I think it has to do with Stafford, if I'm being honest. I think they saw what they have in Rippin, which is nothing, and they're like, they definitely still think they have a playoff window. So does Brett Rippin give you that chance? No, this says more Matthew Stafford's not going to be ready to go for a couple
I
more
don't
weeks.
think Wentz gives you that.
Gives you a better chance than Brett Rippin, though.
That's
Like, at least Wentz, can sling it around to get Nakua and cup the ball.
yeah,
like,
he'll
we
just,
didn't see.
just half his passes will go to the other team, but it's fine.
Yeah. It's risk-reward, though.
Risk reward. I see what you're saying. Jedrick Wills, starting left tackle for the Browns, is on IR with a knee injury. And keep in mind, Jack Conklin, the starting right tackle, got
I know.
hurt week 1 or 2, I believe, beginning of the season. So
Yeah.
now the Browns without their top 2 tackles. Do you think this affects them long term heading into the playoffs?
Of course it does. What kind of question is that?
I was just leading you.
No, I
into
know,
your-
I know,
you
I
fucking
know.
piece of shit. What the fuck? I'm trying to toss you an alley oop like D Wade to LeBron, and you're fucking
I know I'm messing with you.
shitting on me.
But yeah,
Billy
no.
Goat.
Yeah, but okay. Not cool. But of course it does. I mean, like, how could you expect it to not? It's gonna be tough sledding for this team, but they have good guards, they have good center play, so I think they'll be all right. But that run game's not gonna be as dominant as it was. But it
Yeah.
does help getting Watson back. That's definitely huge.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
this team is led by their defense regardless. Now, even if they do get a wild card spot, do I think they can make some noise? No.
I think so.
I don't.
They could
I mean,
play
that
some
defense
ugly
legit,
Cleveland
but
football. Yeah, if they can make it their
They
brand.
could, but like if you go on the road at, say, Baltimore.
Well,
or,
that's a division game, so I don't,
but
that
it's the
game
playoffs.
they could win. Like
Or-
this weekend, they
or
could win, and I wouldn't be
Miami,
surprised
or-
at all.
KC. I mean, they're not beating
KC, okay. But I think they could handle the frauds.
Buffalo. I don't think
And
they're beating
Baltimore's
Buffalo
a
on the
tough
road. If
toss-up.
Buffalo were to go on a run, I don't think they're beating Buffalo on the
We'll
road.
see. It'll be interesting. Only time will
Jacksonville. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting.
tell. Yeah. Jets?
Yeah, okay. Let's relax a little bit there, buddy. You guys can't score points. Will Levis.
Hey, neither can you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I'm not sitting here, My unbiased fan hat is off. Yours is on.
I don't have to wave that flag just yet. I got some time still.
Yeah. Well, Levis remains the starter.
Might be wrong on that,
Tannehill
though.
is set to
What?
be the backup.
Well, if you guys lose to Las Vegas, I mean,
What do you mean if? I don't believe in ifs.
all right.
Yeah,
fine.
he doesn't
That's
believe.
not
He doesn't
happening.
believe in ifs, guys.
I don't believe in that.
But it's not 100% guaranteed. You could lose.
Just shut up, dude. Just shut up. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I agree with Joe. Like, we have a 99.9% chance that we win. So I will give you that. There's a 0.1% chance we lose. I'll
Okay,
say it.
That's quick math. This guy's a fucking mathematician.
That was smart math.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
Will
We got a
Levis.
funny guy to the left.
Can
of
I
me.
talk about Will Levis? God damn it, Will
Sure,
Levis
yeah, so Will
remains the
Levis.
starter. Tannehill's set to be the backup. We expected this, Reagan, and it's definitely the smart move.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It is interesting, though, because I was a little curious to see what they'd do with Tannehill and if he'd come out and say stuff to the media. But, I mean, he can't really justify it with his play. I think he has 2 touchdowns on the season, the 7 interceptions.
He's trash.
Yeah.
Honestly, right now, Will Levis is probably a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill.
I don't
Tannehill
think it's
looks
a probably.
really bad.
I honestly don't.
Tannehill
Even think,
looks really bad.
I don't even think it's a probably. I think he is.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
think
even
he
think
is.
it's a
like
debate
I
at
think they
this
have a
point.
better chance to win with Levis under center.
Like in one game, he already had more touchdowns than him. Double
Yeah.
in one game. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
that kind of shows you the offense was humming. They looked okay against the Steelers, but I can't imagine they would have looked any better with Tannehill under center for that game. So
For sure. The Cardinals opened up James Conner's 21-day window to come off IR. With Kyler
Yeah.
Murray returning this week, can the Cardinals win a few games down the stretch?
I think they can, and I think Connor plays this week because they said he was looking good last week when he was still at his last week of the IR. So I think he's back this week. I think Kyler is back. They already announced that. He's officially good to go. They put him on the active 53-man roster. So I think this week against Atlanta is going to be a good test. If they can get that done, I think they can get a couple wins. Playoffs, no, but I think good enough that they're not a bottom
Good
5
enough.
team.
They're 1-7. They're not making the playoffs.
Wow, okay. You heard it here first.
But I did. Yeah, I do.
All right, how about this?
I do
If
hope
they make
win
the
a few
playoffs,
games.
you have to shave your head.
Okay, and if they don't, you have to shave yours.
No.
All right, you got to shave half of it because it's already not looking very good. So you only have to shave half.
What do you mean?
What are you trying to do, bro? You got the craziest hat head I've ever seen right now.
What do you guys think?
Don't ever do that again on this podcast, ever.
Okay. All right.
But with my Giants being terrible, only 2 wins, I'm actually happy James Conner's coming back. Let's win some games, Cardinals. What do you say? Let's win
do
some
it.
football games.
Let's do it.
And the Vikings open up Justin Jefferson's 21-day window to come off IR.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly would be a huge boost for the offense. The Vikings are on a winning streak right now.
I think that's why he's coming back now. I
Do you
mean, they're
think-
5-4. If they were, I don't know if they weren't 5-4. If they're like 3-4, or no. Oh boy. Oh. No,
There's the math. Dumping them
it's getting
again.
hot. They were like 3-6 or 2-7.
Oh, Red Hawks.
All right. We beat you guys in football every year.
You did this year, but
I
it
don't
is
care.
what it is.
I could care less.
It is
But
what it is. I could care less. I probably care less than you.
all you TC&J football players, you hear that? Your boy could care less.
It's fine.
But anyway, yeah. So they're 2-7, 3-6. I don't think Jonas comes back yet. So I think it has a lot to do with the fact that this team's fighting for a playoff spot, currently the 7th seed. So are they going to run the table with Josh Dobbs? I don't think so, but they're in a great spot right now.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think Jefferson will be a top 5 fantasy wide receiver down the stretch
No.
with Josh Dobbs at quarterback?
No, I just can't see it happening. I think they're going to rely more on the run game. I really do.
The run game that's been non-existent.
I think they're going to, yeah, I do, because I don't think Josh Dobbs, don't get me wrong, he had an amazing game, but there's no way he's going to be able to sling the rock like Kirk Cousins does. I don't think they trust him enough.
No.
So that's why I think they're going to have to rely on the run game more. Whether or not it's effective, which I don't think it'll be. I don't think you think that either. They're going to have to rely on it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that wraps up the news. Joe, what do we have for questions?
All right, to start off with the questions, we've got a couple responses. So start off, we got Austin.
Hey, Austin!
Hey, Austin.
What quarterbacks would you take over C.J. Stroud right now in the NFL, and who would you take over him? Or yeah,
Come on, Junior. You learn how to read.
no, that's the weirdest. What quarterbacks would you take over C.J. Stroud right now in the NFL, and who would you take over him?
He said it twice. It's fine, Austin. No worries. So
I
I'm
mean,
looking
Mahomes,
at
Hurts.
the mindset of long term building a franchise.
Well, he said right
Not
now.
like-
Didn't he say right now or no?
In the first part, he
Yeah,
said,
so he's
Like,
talking
are you
about right
saying for the rest of the season?
yeah, I think
Are we
he-
saying
that's why
who
right-
you want to build your team
No,
around?
I think he meant for the rest of the
maybe
season.
right now. He
said right
added
now.
not fantasy, but the
I think right
question
now.
itself was very confusing.
I think it's
why
more
he
more
worded
so
it.
he's just trying to talk about how good Stroud is and where we kind of rank him among the rest of the quarterbacks. I think right now you can make a case he's top 10. For me, I'm still taking Herbert. I'm still taking Lamar, Burrow, Allen, Hurts, Mahomes, Rodgers when healthy,
That's why I
Cousins when
mean,
healthy.
right
So
there,
they're
right
not,
now.
but they're not healthy. So
I'm still taking Jared Goff.
Goff, okay.
But I really like C.J. Stroud, but I'm still taking Goff.
Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm taking Lawrence.
I think Lawrence. Yeah.
I'm taking Lawrence for sure.
Um,
Taking Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's top 10. I still think I'm
This
taking Dak.
this year he's played as a top 10 quarterback, but it's just a small sample size
Yeah.
that it's like
I think I'm still taking Dak over him.
it's a good question, man.
Yeah, it is, but I would say he's played like a top 10 quarterback
Tua?
this year. He's Tua, yeah. I'd say he's
Tua. Yeah.
if he's not top 10, he's on the cusp.
we're on the
being
cusp.
Top 10.
That's we just named the 8 or 9, I think. I didn't
Maybe
keep
a new
track,
blog
but
post. Maybe I'll write my first blog. Top 10.
Whoa,
quarterbacks.
this guy's a writer now.
Oh, let me
Your
get
top
my-
10
Let me
quarterbacks?
get my writing glasses on.
Now, will you write the blog on your top 10 quarterbacks this season?
Yeah, I would say it would be
Ranking
like
the top 10
I guess it would be like a
quarterbacks.
quarterback power ranking.
I
thing.
like that.
Hmm.
And then you could update it every couple weeks.
Maybe. Drop
We'll
a
see
comment.
if-
Let me know what you guys think.
See if you can put in the effort to write a blog.
Hey, I edit the videos.
Yeah, you do. It's fine.
Who do you guys think will be the top 4 teams to get into the college football playoffs at this point into the season?
Oh, I love that question. Reagan does not know
Reagan is
college
not gonna
ball.
be
I know
very
enough.
helpful here.
I guess Michigan is going to be interesting because right away there's that huge thing going on.
Before you answer that, the second question actually, will Michigan have a bowl game with everything that's happening?
So that's the big wrench in the whole process
I
right
don't-
now.
Oh,
Because
I
they
don't
got to
think
figure
anything's
out.
gonna happen.
great.
They
gotta
First
figure
off,
out-
let me pause you there. You can't be wearing like a nice button-up shirt and like nice dress pants and then say wrench. Like you're.
I came from work.
You're
but
a
I
suit.
used to
You're
be,
a suit.
I used to be a blue collar boy. Now I rock the white collar.
Yeah, talk like white collar. Don't.
It is what it is.
Don't disrespect the blue collar.
That's the thing with
boys.
Michigan is who knows what the NCAA is going to determine. I honestly feel like if they're going to come down with punishments,
I think
the
it'll be next
process.
year.
I think it'll be next year.
Because you can't punish someone without doing a full investigation.
Yeah, you gotta really
if something
investigate
comes
that
out
shit
and
before
screw
you
them over,
fucking
that's gonna be a
punish
whole-
them.
Plus, I do know from my limited NCAA knowledge, but like between basketball, football, all that, they always take their time on these punishments.
exactly.
So I don't
They're-
think
they're
it were to
taking their
happen.
time.
It's gonna happen
Unlike
this
us, we fucking just take the bull by the horns and get them punishments done.
Yeah.
We do them weekly.
So I would say this is gonna happen next year, if anything. So I'd say right now, if I was predicting it, I would say we're gonna see Georgia. I mean, that they seem like a lock.
Florida State.
See, that's the thing.
I could see Florida State losing though. That's the thing.
If
Florida
they
State's-
lose one game, they're out.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes, the
So-
ACC is not that
Yeah,
strong.
'cause it's the
I
ACC.
think
But yet
if
again, go to
Michigan
the
and
final.
Ohio State both remain undefeated when they play, I think the loser of that game still gets in, and the winner goes and plays in the Big Ten championship. They should win.
Well, they
'cause
need
the
a
West-
loss because if one of those teams loses one game, are they going to get in over an undefeated Florida State team or an undefeated Washington team?
Yeah, they would need a loss, but like
So-
we're assuming Washington
And Bama you
and
can't
Florida
rule
State
out.
are
Yeah, I was just
undefeated.
Because if
Say,
Bama
Bama's
goes to the
got one
conference
loss.
Bama's
championship
right there.
and beats Georgia, then like you could be like, oh, they'll get in. And then Texas only has one loss also, and they beat Bama. So there's so many hypotheticals.
If
I'm saying
it's very wide open.
If I'm
It's
saying
very
4
wide
teams
open.
that are going to get in right now, I'm going to go with Bama, Ohio State, Washington, and then my last team I'm going to say Georgia. 'Cause I
So
think
so you're saying that Alabama wins out, Georgia wins out, Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC championship,
Yes.
they both make it.
Yes.
You're saying Ohio State wins out.
yes, and I think they'll put Alabama in because they're going to say they're lost. I guess they're going
Wait,
to.
so you think that Ohio State's going to beat Michigan then?
Yes, and I think because of all this shit going on with Michigan, they're going to be like, oh, this had nothing to do with it, but they're going to give Alabama the nod over them just because Michigan's got all these scandals going on right now.
And who's your fourth?
Washington. I think they're going to run
I
the
like
table and go
Washington.
undefeated.
I got Washington
I
in.
don't think anyone's going to beat
Who does
Washington.
Florida State
Yeah.
lose to then?
I'm not sure yet, but somebody.
Well, they've already played like all their tough games.
Well,
I think.
who would they be
I
playing
don't
in
think
the conference
see,
championship?
I don't think Bama beats Georgia. So
I do because Brock
I like
Bowers
Geor-
won't be playing, and there's
Bowers might play this weekend.
really.
Yeah, they're saying they're not ruling him out this weekend. I like
Do you think
Georgia.
that's more gamesmanship though.
It could be, but also he got hurt like 3 or 4 weeks ago, which is kind of the timeline. So even if they rested him
All right,
this
well,
week and the week
FSU
after,
plays Miami this week. They still have.
that's a trap game.
They have Florida and
such
then
a
North
trap game.
Alabama. Those
That's-
are their last 3
And then
games.
Yeah,
they
but
got the
Miami and
conference
Florida are
championship,
rivals.
too.
Those are trap games.
I mean, they got the
Yeah,
conference
they are rival
championship too.
games.
So those are trap games. I'm gonna go. Georgia gets in. I do think Ohio State gets in. They haven't been phenomenal yet, but Michigan's played like
They've been streaky.
the Michigan's played the 120th ranked schedule. So we'll see.
That
I mean,
might
I
hurt
do
them, yeah.
I do think they beat Penn State this weekend, but
Well, yeah, that could end it right there. Penn State wins
if Penn
this
State
weekend. That
beats
could
them,
end.
but I don't think they beat
Yeah.
them. I don't think they beat Michigan. So I'm gonna go Ohio State.
Okay, that's 2. Who are
I
your
like
other 2?
Washington. I think Washington
All
runs
right,
the table.
3. And then who's your 4th?
It's so tough. Like I want to say Florida State, but they have those 2 trappy games. I don't think Bama makes it.
I think Florida State wins both of those.
Fuck it.
Not gonna
Texas
lie.
wins out.
Wow.
Hook 'em.
Wow.
Texas
see
makes
that.
it.
Plus, if Alabama is to upset Georgia and Texas wins out,
Then it's like
because Texas
then
beat
that's-
Alabama.
Yeah, it's every year it
crazy.
comes down to something like that, like towards the end of the season. But then that
crazy.
scenario usually doesn't happen, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
The crazy
that'll be
hypotheticals.
interesting.
But then it's like, okay, do you
'Cause how
take
could you put
a
Bama
one-loss
in?
Texas
who beat Alabama?
who beat Alabama? Yeah, I mean, you right there, that answers your question head to
Yeah,
head.
it'll
You
be
gotta
interesting.
Give the nod
Yeah.
to Texas.
All right, what do we got next? Austin,
All right.
thanks for the college questions. Way to mix them in.
I like that. That was a good
no,
question.
Like talking some college ball.
I love that, Austin.
All right, we got Jerry Cramps.
What's up, Cran Nuts?
Hey, Jerry.
Has Kyler Murray become the most overhated player in the league? He was an MVP candidate 2 years ago.
Overhated?
I don't like Kyler Murray.
Overhated. So, I don't know. I feel like nobody's really
Well,
been
because
talking
people
about
gave
him
him a
this
lot
year.
of shit over the whole video game thing.
Yeah, I feel like nobody's really talked a bunch about him this year. Like,
Probably because he had a torn ACL.
I know. Yeah, probably. So that's why it's crazy to call him the most hated player in the league.
He was one of them, though, because
But currently,
what happened,
That's
though.
what I'm saying, but nobody's been talking about him, so I feel like we can't currently call him one of the most hated players.
like he's like the little guy, you know.
Yeah, well, he's the little guy that pouts like he's still a
Yeah, that's
14-year-old
what- yeah.
and plays Call of
People
Duty.
don't think he's
and,
like a team leader.
well, he started getting a lot of hate when they put in his contract that he had to watch a certain number of hours of film. Like
Yeah.
that's never good for your.
What? He's one of us.
Your franchise
He's one of us.
quarterback.
If anything, I love that. He's one of us. He still makes time to play video games with the boys.
Yeah, but that's never something you want to see from your franchise quarterback, Reagan.
He's not my franchise quarterback, so I'm
you
cool with
also
it.
want him to have like not that really pouty face, like he's.
No,
like,
that's my
grumpy.
that was my biggest problem with him is I took him in fantasy every year, and then I was like, damn, this guy just always goes to the sideline after a drive and just like puts his helmet down. He's always so pouty. Like, you want your quarterback to be a leader. That's why I wouldn't build my team around Kyler Murray. But that is why he's hated. It was the whole contract thing, and everyone started bashing him, like a lot of the TV personalities. Is he the most? I don't know. Like,
No, I feel like
Let's think of
it could be
who
Dak.
yeah,
to
I was
be
gonna say
honest.
Dak.
Dak
I was
gets
gonna
a
say
lot.
Dak
Dak.
gets a lot of hate.
Just
and
because he's a
then-
quarterback for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
but like
'cause they
off
talk
the-
about the
off
Cowboys-
the field, like Dak is like.
Oh, he's
He's
a
a
Walter,
good guy, but he still
Walter
gets, like,
Payton Man
all-
of the Year.
Yeah, he's a
you
good
Still
know,
gets
like
so much hate, though.
he's a great guy.
Zach Wilson, Zach Wilson, they're constantly shitting on him all the
But
time.
see, that's the thing,
Big
though,
time
because
media.
all
That's what I'm
ESPN
saying.
does every day is talk about the Jets and the Cowboys every day.
America's teams.
Like, even fucking First Take, like Stephen A.
You can't even say that with the
Like Stephen A. Smith is a Steelers fan. They don't talk a lick about the Steelers. It's all Cowboys.
Is he a Steelers fan?
Yeah, and they
thought
talk
he was a
Jets
New York
because
you better watch yourself.
Greenberg
Don't talk
on
shit
Get
about
Up
the
is a
Steelers.
Jets fan. So like they still talk about Aaron Rodgers probably every day.
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers-
Rodgers is going to come back this year.
Aaron Rodgers
coming up
is a
next
very
on Get
hated
Up. I'm
player,
like, shut
too.
the
Yeah,
fuck
I
up,
was gonna
Greenberg.
say Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers is
there.
up there too. Probably because he's so political.
I actually
Yeah,
love
let
he-
hate him.
I love Aaron Rodgers.
I do too.
He just does
Oh,
not.
really?
He just.
Really?
Oh, I never would have guessed that. I just love that he doesn't give a fuck.
Me
He
too.
does not give
Yeah.
a fuck.
All right. Who are some players that have awesome playoff schedules that managers should trade for in fantasy?
Wow. Should have done my research for that
Yeah.
question.
I mean, I know the Jets' schedule gets easier, so I definitely try to. No, I mean, it's
my
true though. What do
God.
you mean? All
All
right.
right, guys, load up on Brees Hall.
What? All right. All right.
Guys,
so
if Zach Wilson's available, pick him up. The playoff schedule is
he
really
just said
light.
trade for. He just said trade for.
Does it? Yeah, but you can pick him. I mean, same
Yeah, I
fucking
don't
thing.
think he's on anyone's
the
roster.
same
All right,
fucking
guys.
thing.
Well, I would.
I got a trade this week for Christian Watson. Looked at his schedule. The Packers have a pretty good playoff schedule.
Who do we got here talking? Why don't you introduce yourself?
Evan's here. Hey, Ev.
Who's
Hey,
Evan?
guys. How's it going?
Evan Anderson of the
Evan
Philadelphia
Anderson of the
Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles, former Giants fan, now Eagles fan.
Well, careful there.
Oh, see, I like the pushback.
We talked about this man on the podcast. He's the one that got yelled at by Miles Sanders.
Yeah, he did.
If you want to go into detail with
He's
that
like, get
story.
the hell out of line, bro.
Miles is a good guy.
He's like, Miles, if you're
Hey,
listening,
he's not part of
don't beat me up again.
He's not on the Eagles payroll anymore. You could say how you really feel.
No, he's
I
a
mean,
good guy.
you could also say like
I like-
any of the NFC South teams because we know how easy their schedule is for the season long. So a lot of those guys you could go target.
I like the Chargers schedule. They have first round of playoffs you do 15, 16, 17. They got the Raiders. They have Buffalo week 16, which that defense hasn't been the same. They've lost a lot of pieces.
Plus that looks like it could be a shootout too.
And they have Denver week 17 championship week. So I think Keenan Allen can have a big game there.
Thing is with that though, like you're not going to get Keenan Allen for cheap. Like that's going to cost a lot because he's actually having a really good season.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But if it's Dynasty, you could always play the card where, well, he's 31.
Oh yeah, well Dynasty, yeah, that's a big target, especially if you know you have that playoff window and you could go and get him from a tanking team. That's a good point.
Also, championship week, Bengals Chiefs, which hopefully is a shootout, but you know,
We'll see.
both
Both
defenses
defenses
have
have
been
been
playing
good.
really well, so you don't know, but that's a fun matchup to look forward to.
I also don't want to play all my cards right now because I'm in a couple leagues with this guy asking the question. So I think this is a strategic move by him.
And he had a punishment idea. It's loser needs to be the winner's personal assistant for an entire day.
Oh, you want to come to work with me, bud?
That would be wild. Just be like, "Who's this?" And I'd be like, "Spoke when spoken to." So I look at Colin, be like, "Can I answer?" And he's
Ooh.
like, "Yeah."
He's like, yeah, you can answer. And like, hey, bitch, go get me a cup of coffee.
That'd be sick. And then you could come with me, like whatever my adventure is that day, because it's always changing. And I mean, he's caddying for me this weekend, so it's just like you'll be a walking caddy at that point.
Yeah, I can't wait for like the 8th hole.
I can't wait for all of them. Just be like, "Get me a shooter, boy. Feed me that donut."
Okay, and next from Evan Bordeaux.
Hey, Ev.
Hi, Ebby Bear.
Are there any starters that come to mind across the league that should be benched? Quarterbacks, running backs? Who should take over?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
See, I wish you asked me this 2 weeks ago. I'd be like, put Desmond Ritter's ass on the bench.
Exactly.
I would say you can make a case for Zach Wilson, but I mean,
Yeah, they keep asking him that.
there's nobody
you know?
else to. There's nobody else better.
Today he pled the fifth.
Tommy DeVito, you can make a case for.
Put Tommy DeVito's ass on the bench, bro.
Or Matt Barkley.
Yeah, running back wise, I mean, I'll be the first one to admit it. Like Miles Sanders has looked terrible, but he's already
He's already
basically
lost
benched.
a job. I'll say this,
Um,
not a starter, but like, can Chase Claypool just get off the fucking football field? Did you see last week they put him in for a play and he
Oh yeah,
false start?
I saw
It's
that.
like, dude, get off the fucking field. Like, why is this guy still in the league? He obviously doesn't give a shit. I don't want to see Chase Claypool play another snap. That guy's buns.
Trying to think, running back wise, wide receiver wise.
Alan Lazard.
Lazard
We don't
is
have anyone better,
Lazard
though,
is
is the
buns.
thing. Yeah.
Lazard is buns too. Evan Neal, if we had anyone else to back him up.
That's the thing. There's a lot of situations where there's just like
if
nobody.
we had
better.
any other tackles, like, can Terry Phillips get in there? That's a good one. I mean, Garoppolo got benched. I would have preached for that one. A lot of them have
Tannehill
got benched. Tannehill got benched.
Yeah. Oh man.
I would have probably said Garoppolo before he got benched.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that I would have said literally just got benched.
All right, Joe. What do we got next?
All right, and last but not least, maybe least, but we got a question from Big Cox.
It's another burner. This is another Hugh Chavez. Hugh Chavez been awfully quiet the past
Hugh
month.
Chavez got cold
You got
feet.
scared.
I'm
He got
actually-
called out.
I'm gonna say it. I'm shocked that you figured out that was a burner. Like I think a lot of people would have thought that's somebody's real email.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing you clarified that.
Big Cox in my ass.
What, Joe?
It's the email.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
If,
I'm sitting right here, so that can't be possible.
all right. If the Giants are in a position to get the second quarterback off the board in the draft, why would they go with May over Penis? I would much rather have Penis.
Whoa, you now?
I think he meant Penix.
Yeah, maybe he's a
He meant
casual.
Michael Penix Jr.
He meant Michael Penix, but I think he meant to type it the way he typed it.
Yeah. I mean, it's
This guy's he's a jokester.
so I don't even know if I should take this as a serious question or not. But we're gonna go with you're gonna take Drake May because he's probably QB1 in most draft classes besides this one, the Lawrence class. Like, this guy's an absolute stud. He's also 21 years old, where Michael Penix is like 24, going to be 25. And Michael Penix plays in the Pac-12, where, you know, you can really open up the offense. There's not a lot of defense being played. But, I mean, Penix is a good prospect as well. He'll be a first-round pick, it looks like. But based on the track record, May's just a much cleaner prospect. So, if you were looking for a serious response there, Big Cox, there it is.
Reagan?
I think he covered it all.
Not a college guy.
I mean, I don't know what
You don't want Penis?
I don't know. Like,
Oh,
you're the
that's not a no.
you're the Giants fan here, so I figured it'd just make more sense for you to kind of say your spot. how
Drake
you're feeling
May
on it.
is the clear top prospect, and
mean,
he's such a top prospect at the quarterback position that there's no chance Marvin Harrison.
Well, there's
goes
also
number
a lot
two.
that goes
like,
into it.
Drake
Yeah.
May is going number 2.
There's a lot that goes into it. Do the Giants move on from Dable? I assume they keep him, but there's a chance they move on from him.
Dable?
Yeah, who says they keep him?
No, they're not
They're not
moving on
moving
from
on
Dable.
from-
I just said I think they keep him, but there's a chance they move on from him.
like maybe a 1% chance.
There's definitely a chance they move on from him. First off,
there's no
Second
shot.
off,
there's
no.
no shot they move on from him.
okay.
You want to know why there's no shot? Trust me, I was at the fucking season ticket holder gala where we sat there and we watched John Mara speak, and he's like,
Oh wow.
He was pissed that there was so much turnover at the coaching position because if you keep firing coaches like the Raiders doing now, your team's in constant turmoil, right? He literally said, he's like, it looks like I finally got one right. And just because in year 2 you lose Thomas week 1, Barkley week 2, Jones hurts the neck, then Jones torn ACL, who Jones wasn't even their quarterback, they inherited him. They didn't pick up the 5th-year option because they weren't going to stick with him, but he played really well last season, so they gave him the contract. Mara's going to give him his shot with his own QB.
Okay.
And the guy literally won Coach of the Year last year where they clearly overachieved, right? They went 9-7-1. They had no business going 9-7-1. No one expected that. Realistically,
You were saying Super Bowl last year. Are you kidding me?
Realistically, this year, the way it's gone should have been what happened last year. So just because they kind of jumped the curve a little bit and had a winning season last year and won a playoff game, I mean, the guy won Coach of the Year. He's definitely not going to be out after 2 seasons. They're going to let him build his regime. I feel like they have at least 4 years.
Well, it also comes down to who does Dable want out of the two. I mean, they might like Penix more, for all we know.
They could, yeah. I mean, it's
Because
a
we've
lot of
seen it-
quarterbacks at the top of this
Gonna
draft.
have to do in pro day and how they do
Well,
the combine.
and we also
stuff
saw like
that
the
in
Giants do in the
meetings.
past. Like they've reached on Daniel Jones like crazy back in the day. So
Well,
it really
that was
comes.
Gettleman, though.
Still, I mean, we haven't seen this new regime draft a quarterback yet, so we don't know what they're going
I
to do.
can say this, known as a fact, Daniel Jones was not going to last till 17th overall. That's
Yeah.
a fact.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's a fact. So they knew in that position you had to take the quarterback at 6 because you had pick 17. And they took Jones at 6, Dexter Lawrence at 17. Hell of a pick. But
yeah.
So,
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we got a lot of time to talk on this.
but this
'cause-
also isn't a quarterback class where you have to reach where it's like Kyler Murray and then a bunch of, there was
Yeah.
Haskins and Jones, where now it's like, okay, you have 2 surefire blue chips in May and Williams, and then you have a lot of other first-round talents in Nix, Penix, McCarthy, potentially.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we got a lot of time till
Do you know what
draft
team
season,
McCarthy
so-
plays for?
Michigan.
Let's go, dude. This guy knows college ball.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a big fan, but I know enough. I know enough to get by.
Hell
know?
yeah.
Don't have to be the biggest fan.
All right, that wraps up the questions, Joe?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's take a quick break. We will introduce you to someone very special. And, then we'll be back with the preview. All right, everybody. Welcome in. Here with us today, we have a special guest. We have Ken.
Very special.
Very special.
Very special.
Ken from Worth Manhattan. How we doing today, Ken? Thanks for joining us.
Doing great, Reagan and Colin. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're
Oh, we're
pumped that you're
super
here.
excited.
We're pumped for our new partnership with Worth Manhattan and Ken. Ken, can you talk a little bit about the product, what it is, and how you developed it?
So I didn't develop it. My great-grandfather developed it in 1908. He had a wine, spirit, and brandy shop in Elizabeth, but he also had this recipe. And so the recipe was handed down generation to generation. We made it. My great-grandfather had the recipe. My grandfather made it. My father made it, and I made it. Now, what happened was my kid said, "Hey, Dad, you're making this during COVID for all your friends and family. You need to go big." So about a year ago,
Hell yeah.
a year ago, I said, "All right, we're going to go big." So I found finally a distiller that would bottle it for me, and we ordered 4 barrels of 5-year bourbon. So it's a high-quality product. We ordered a drum of sweet vermouth that we selected, blended it all together, made 244 cases, got a distributor in New Jersey, and since June I'm in 35 stores in 8 counties. So it's
Holy
been going
crap.
pretty well. And you boys are
sounds like
going to
really
blow
well.
it out of the water.
Hell yeah.
for me.
Let's go.
hope so. We
Let's
hope
go.
I mean, worst case, if we don't, we got some free liquor out of it. But no.
And glasses.
And glasses too. But no, I mean we've already tried it. Like we enjoyed it a lot, so we're excited for all of our 21 plus listeners to go out and try it. I mean, like for us, we went out and visited you at the Califon liquor store.
That was cool. That was fun. That was a
That was
nice
a lot of
surprise.
fun.
Yeah.
That was Califon Bourbon Street. So like those of you who live around this way, it's right in Bourbon Street right there. So you can go pick up a bottle. What I think they charge it. It's a little bit over $30 there, right?
Yeah, it was
Right
like
around there.
39, 40,
So
I
it's-
think.
it's
It ranges.
It's still very affordable.
yeah, no,
like
totally.
it's a good price range for bourbon, and
Totally.
you get a good amount. It's not like a small
Totally.
bottle.
Yeah, it's a
either.
750 milliliter bottle, so it's a good sized bottle. But then you just got to pour a little and sit back and relax and enjoy. And especially perfect football game weather for a
Absolutely.
Manhattan,
Yeah,
right?
he's gonna need it this year,
Absolutely.
too.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not-
going to need it
well,
with my
you're gonna-
Giants.
you're gonna
you
need-
know.
I'm gonna bring
something
need
to
to bring
calm
a
his
case for you.
Something to calm the nerves a bit. I'm a big whiskey guy myself. This was the first Manhattan that I had, and it was delicious, very smooth. We had it without ice, just straight up, and it went down like water. It was delicious. Perfect. So I'm excited to have some with the rocks, See how it
Absolutely,
goes.
absolutely. And for those of you that want to know where my stores are in the 8 counties across New Jersey, just go to my website,
Yeah, you can scan the QR code up there.
Right
on the
up
right.
there, and it'll give you the stores I'm in. It'll give you the tastings that I'm hosting every Friday and Saturday all the way to December 23rd. And then starting again in January, you'll see my merch there if you want to get some cool stuff. You can get it right there, all in one place. So you guys ready to have a little bit of this?
I'd
Let's
like
go.
to try it.
All
Let's
right.
go.
I brought 4 glasses for the crew, too, so we're all
Perfect.
good. Look at how nice that looks.
Yeah, you
Doesn't
get
that-
some
isn't
too,
that-
Freddie.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, that looks so good.
Oh,
Wow.
my God. The color, and I'm getting around the felt table all messy.
That's all right. It's seen better days.
We spilled a few beers on this felt. It's fine. It's seen its days.
There we go, boys.
Hell yeah. Grab
Cheers.
one, Joe.
Yeah, let me grab one.
Come on,
Get one.
Benson.
Get in here, Joe.
Come on,
There
Benson.
we
take
go.
a sip.
Yeah, let's go.
Cheers.
The best.
Oh, that is
Oh,
so
wow.
good. That is so good.
That's very good.
I'm not going to move from the seat for an hour now.
I already feel much more relaxed.
It's perfect. I'm telling you,
It's
football
perfect.
weather, Manhattan's, Thanksgiving weather, Christmas weather is perfect.
That went
Also
down good.
makes a great Christmas gift, too.
See, I
Absolutely.
went with the approach of chugging it just because I have to
You
practice.
chugged it?
Well, I have to practice. I have to practice. So I gotta
He
go.
chugged it at Califon, too, if
Yeah,
I
he
recall
did.
correctly.
I
Yeah.
gotta practice because he's gonna be giving me an assortment of liquor on the weekend. So I gotta practice.
Oh, there you. Oh, yeah.
I gotta make
good.
sure. And,
None of the stuff you're getting on the weekend on that golf outing is going to be like this, though.
no,
absolutely.
I
I promise you it won't be.
that.
I can
That's
promise
good,
that.
though. But no, I definitely recommend this. Wow, that was
Yeah,
good.
I have a bottle up on my liquor shelf.
That's awesome.
Lined
Yeah, because
up with my
me
whiskeys.
normally
That's
like
awesome.
like this kind of stuff usually burns for me, but that didn't even burn. So
It's so smooth. It's 66%
smooth.
proof. That makes all the difference in the world. It's so smooth.
Yeah.
And all my stores are putting it in the bourbon section,
Yeah, I
not in the
noticed that.
ready to drink section because it's so good. That's where people are going to get it.
I love it. I love it. Pick it up, guys. This is delicious. If you love whiskey, check it out. We appreciate Ken. You're the man, dude.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate sponsoring Around the Felt.
Let's
you
go.
got any Super Bowl predictions
The best.
before we let
The
you go?
best.
The Super Bowl prediction?
Yeah, what's your Super Bowl prediction?
I'm going with Colin.
Yeah! Cheers to that, baby. Cheers to that.
Rocking with Colin.
Let's
All
go,
right.
Bengals. Let's go.
All right, we'll see what happens. All right, guys, you can check Ken out on Instagram at Words Manhattan. He's got a website, as you can see, so scan the QR code to check out some of the stuff. I know I'm going to be getting some of that merch, so you guys should check it out, too. I mean, look how clean that hat is. It's
So good.
It's
So
honestly, I
good.
might have to rock that on the golf course this week, and I need a polo while I'm
I need
out
that
there.
golf
so
shirt. I need
maybe,
that golf
maybe,
shirt.
maybe at least rock the hat out there. So, but once again, just check him out, give him a follow, because he makes some pretty good videos. I like to see his perspective when he does the videos when he's at the different liquor stores. So,
Cool.
all right, guys, let's
Thanks,
get back to
guys.
the video.
All right. Remember, it's the best.
The best.
The best.
The best.
There we go.
All right, guys, welcome back in. Let's get into the Thursday night football game. It's an ugly one. Panthers are at the Bears. Bears are 3.5-point favorites at home. The over/under set at 38.5. Reagan, who are you going with in this one?
I'm going with the Panthers in this one because I do not trust Badgett. And you know, this game's going to be so ugly, I'd rather just take the points. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting a pretty game. I mean, this week's slate is pretty rough on the primetime games, so it'll definitely be interesting what happens.
Yeah, but you're taking Carolina straight up as well.
I am
right?
taking them straight up, yeah. And I know Brian Burns is ruled out, but so is Justin Fields. You know, both teams have their injuries coming into this, but my gut's telling me to go with the Panthers, so I'm going to do that.
This guy always listens to his gut. I love
I
it.
mean, I could give you a million.
Hey,
I
he's got a good gut. It pays off.
Not last week, yeah.
Oh
Not
yeah.
last week.
While we're talking about it, let's talk about the records from last week. So updated from last pod, Reagan went 7-7 money line. I went 8-6. I went 7-7 on the spread. Reagan went a nice crisp 3-11. To bring the season totals, Reagan 86-50 money line. I'm 85-51. Reagan 69-63-4. Against the spread, I'm 68-64-4.
Wow.
One game back
So
in both.
Even with me having 3 wins last week, I still lead you in both. Wolf.
Well, it's crazy because I also had a week where I
What'd you say?
had 4 wins, so
That had to be your worst week this year.
By far.
that was
a big
by far.
wolf.
I hope so.
That was by far. So back to the Panthers Bears. Reagan, I'm going.
Also, I had 2 less games, guys, so I'm sure I could have gone 3-13 if I had 2 more games.
You definitely would have. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Panthers as well, based off your performance last week. I don't know if I want to be riding with you, but in
Can't
this
get any
case-
worse.
In this case, I am.
I ride with Matt Scherf and the boys.
I just think that Bryce Young is going to continue to get better. and I have no faith in the Bears. Like, I never want to put my money on the Bears in any circumstance. And even with Badgett at quarterback, 3.5 seems like a lot. So I really like the 3, but I'm just going to rock with a money line.
It's also two teams, like, it's hard to have faith in either
It's
of
hard
these
to have
teams.
faith. I mean, if you're watching this game start to finish, you're either a real diehard or you're a degenerate gambler. So
I will say, though, the Panthers, even though they lost last week, like, you take away those 2 pick sixes, which were both very bad rookie mistakes, like, they were in that game. Like, throughout the game, like, they were in it. It's just like when you have a rookie quarterback making bad mistakes, like, it's not easy to win. So
I'm hoping that Adam Thielen gets back on track.
yeah,
I think he could have a big game.
And that could have to do with the OC change, or not the OC change, because it's the same OC, but just Frank Wright giving up play calling duties.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but all right, let's move on. Let's get into our big bet of the week.
Big bet of the week. We're picking another ugly game, but at least it's prime time for you guys. 9:30 a.m. Wake up, Reagan. Maybe
yeah.
we'll watch this together. You know, have a cup of Joe, maybe some eggs and bacon. 9:30 a.m.
Irish coffee.
Irish coffee. You
Definitely
know,
no-
maybe a splash of Bailey's never hurt nobody.
Definitely no donuts.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
No donuts for Reagan
Definitely
because
no donuts
he's going to be
for
having
me.
his donuts on Saturday. But the
Yeah.
Colts play the Patriots. The Colts are 1.5-point favorites on a neutral field. The over-under is 43. I'm going with the Colts. Reagan's going with the Patriots. Reagan, can you tell me why you have faith backing the Pats and Mac Jones right now?
I'm looking at it that something has to give. Colts have a terrible defense. Patriots have a terrible offense, and I'm on the side of the thing that's going to give is the Patriots offense is going to play well. Mac Jones is going to have a good enough game to light up this defense. It's going to be ugly. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be an ugly game. I think we're going to see the trend we've been seeing where it's very high scoring because we've seen a lot of Colts games be very high
Yeah, they're
scoring.
scoring points, but they're letting up more.
And I think Belichick is smart enough to take away Jonathan Taylor in that run game and make Gardner Minshew beat him in the passing game. And I really don't trust Gardner Minshew. I mean, he's had okay games this season, but he's also had games like we saw him throw 3 picks against Jacksonville. Yeah, he had over 300 passing yards, but when you chuck the ball 50 times, it's pretty easy
if
to
you
get to
don't
that
throw
number.
for 300, then you're really
Yes. So I'm just leaning on the Patriots side. I don't love it, but it's a primetime game, and I feel like I just can't see this Patriots team going to 2-8. But if it happens, it happens.
I didn't think they'd be 2-5.
I know.
They'd be 2-6.
We say it every week.
2-7.
We say it every week. They might just end up being a top 5 pick or having a top 5 pick at the end of the year.
Yeah, this Colts defense is brutal, Reagan. Like you mentioned, the Patriots offense is also brutal.
Yeah,
I
so something's
don't
gotta
like
give.
Mac Jones. I think he's one of the dirtiest players in the league. I think he's a pouty little baby.
Whoa.
And I have faith in this Colts run game. Jonathan Taylor is gradually getting better and better and better, and Zach Moss is still playing really good football.
Yeah, still second in rushing yards.
I like Michael Pittman. I don't think Josh Downs is going to play, but Josh Downs
Sounds
was
like he's
playing
not gonna
well.
play.
Yeah, he's not going to play, but I do like Michael Pittman, and I'm hoping that the Colts can get at least one stop against this awful New England offense, and they win a close one. I think it's going to be a field goal.
All right.
All right, now let's get to
Oh,
1
wait, do
o'clock.
we even say what the punishment was?
Oh, we didn't even say what the punishment was.
Oh, we didn't get into the business.
Yeah, so in the Thanksgiving spirit, because we love to embrace the holiday season
Oh, yeah.
here
Love
at Around
it.
the Felt.
We freaking love it.
The loser has to eat an entire pumpkin pie in under 5 minutes.
Can you do it?
I don't know. I've
I
never
think I
tried.
can.
I've never tried.
I'm pretty good at eating. I mean, pretty boy over here might be like, oh, I can't get it down. Oh, what the fuck?
I drank from your fucking shoe. I had 9 glizzies and 9 beers, 9 innings, and
Any
I did the
whipped cream
blazing
on it?
challenge.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll cream it up. We'll put some
I'd
whipped cream
say
on
put a
top.
little whipped cream
A
on
little
it.
whipped cream, and you're eating it with your bare hands. You're just scarfing
Yeah.
that shit down.
Yeah, I'll
So-
just like mash
I
it.
like
no
pumpkin
balls.
See,
pie,
here at
but-
Around the Felt, we love food challenges.
We love it.
We love it.
We freaking love
So
it.
we're
And
yeah.
food, just in general.
Yeah,
We love
so now my question is, what if we don't get the pumpkin pie down in 5 minutes? What if there's like a little bit left?
Ooh.
What if you fail?
I get to smash a
no one
pumpkin
has
over your head.
no one has failed the challenge yet. What if you
I don't
fail?
think I'll fail. You might. You might. Oh, too much pumpkin. But I think I'll be fine. I don't like.
Maybe some apple cider. Get a little. You gotta chug some apple cider.
Yeah, there's got to be something if you don't get it down in 5 minutes. Like what was like?
There's gonna be some repercussions.
See, like when I did the blazing challenge, there was no doubt in my mind I was getting those wings down in 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
But like, what if I didn't? What was it? What was the repercussion? We need a repercussion. If you don't do it,
we'll think of a repercussion for sure.
yeah. Hopefully, we don't have to come to that. Hopefully, whoever loses
Yeah,
just eats
I
the whole
don't
fucking
know.
pie.
We'll see
I'm
what
hungry.
happens.
That's
I will
for
say, I'm not a big fan of pie. Pumpkin pie is
I
the
am.
only pie
I am. If
like.
you couldn't tell.
Pumpkin pie is phenomenal. This porker loves it.
Yeah.
All right, let's
This
get
guy
to
only eats protein
sure. Ooh,
shakes.
it's fat.
Boo is fat ass.
I guess-
Boom.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll be booing your ass when because I'm gonna get it down.
Fine, you
do
put
it.
your faith in fucking Mac Jones. We'll see about that. All right, the
Well,
1 o'clock.
yeah, Mac Jones. I mean, Gardner
Megan,
Minshew.
do you
So
like
much.
pumpkin pie?
I do like pumpkin pie.
Minshew.
All right.
I mean, I don't love eating a whole pumpkin pie, but I definitely like.
Yeah, I'm good for a
pumpkin pie.
slice or two on Thanksgiving, but that's about all I
I'll eat a
give
couple
on an annual
slices.
Maybe
basis.
Thanksgiving,
And
eat
I
a
eat 'em
whole turkey.
Eat a whole turkey that you already stuffed. Pause. All right, so
Can't call your own pause.
the Niners are. Yes, you can, dude. That's totally in play. The Niners are 3-point favorites on the road at Jacksonville. Probably the best game on the 1 o'clock slate. The over/under is 45. Reagan, who are you going with?
I'm rocking with the Niners to win and cover. It's kind of the same reason I just said for the Patriots. Like, do we really think the 49ers are going to lose again? And also, like, I mean, granted,
We've been
they're coming
saying it
off
for
of
a
a
month.
bye.
They don't lose again.
But also, Jacksonville's been super hot. But also, the 49ers have been dealing with injuries. Let's not forget they haven't had Debo. They haven't had
Trent Williams.
Who else? There was another. big
McCaffrey
name.
was banged up, so
McCaffrey
an extra
will be a
week
little
of
bit
rest.
healthier.
Hopefully his obliques
So I
better.
just think the fact that they're getting healthy is going to be huge, and also like, I don't know. I think they're realizing like, hey, that 1 seed's slipping away. Like this is a huge game for them. They lose this, like you could kiss that 1 seed goodbye.
Yeah, because I don't think they catch Philly.
No, because
At that
they
point?
still play Philly, but if it's like, I mean, if you lose another game, you're now 5-4. Philly's 8-1. Like, are you going to catch them at that point? So it's a must win for them.
Yeah, so I'm going to also go with the Niners straight up and against the spread. I will say the Niners secondary has been getting exposed recently, so I think Lawrence could have a big game with Ridley and Kirk. But
What do you guys
like you
fart?
mentioned,
You tooted?
good work, Evan. Like you mentioned, Reagan, the Niners are coming off a bye, so I expect Shanahan to be prepared. The Jacksonville Jaguars are also on a hot streak right now, and I think it's bound to end
What
soon.
did you eat?
Is that the repercussion Evan can Dutch oven you if you don't finish the pie?
So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Niners as well.
Oh,
He needs to
Spanky.
change his diet or something.
somebody's been housing some baked beans, I guess.
God.
Sheesh.
All right, next the Browns. Speaking of the Browns,
Yo.
play at Baltimore.
Hell yeah.
The Ravens are 6-point favorites at home. Low total at 38.5. I'm going Baltimore straight up, but with the division game against the Browns usually play really well against Baltimore. I think the Browns cover. I think the Ravens win by a field goal.
I have the Browns covering as well, but the Ravens winning. I'm starting to buy into the hype of the
Yeah, let's
starting
go.
to.
He's
I'm sure-
accepted his milk mile. It's happening.
I have accepted it.
You could wave the white flag, Maybe after
but
this, if they've improved to 8-2.
I don't want to wave the white flag because we want to give you guys the off-season content. So I mean, maybe I could wave it in the sense that I'll do it, but we're not posting it till the off-season because we already got our weekly punishment, so we got to save for the off-season. But it's
fine.
looking more and more.
So why are you taking Ravens money line?
I'm just buying in, dude. Like, and also the Browns. Who knows what this line's going to look like now after losing both? I mean, they've been doing it without Conklin, but now both tackles are out. How are they going to look? Are they going to be able to run the ball? I mean, Ford's looking like he's back to being healthy, but can the combo of Ford and Hunt? Can they still dominate on the ground? Do we rely on Watson to actually throw it down their throats? I mean, the Ravens have been.
Throw it down their throat.
What are they throwing down there?
So anyway, it really comes down to can Watson go and light up this Baltimore
Just
defense?
go and just totally chuck it down their throat.
Yeah,
Just shove it down there. Yeah, so
real mature guys, real mature.
this Baltimore defense has been phenomenal all year, and Lamar is playing, dare I say, at an MVP level.
Whoa,
I mean, PFF
dare you
has
say?
their mid-season first-team All-Pro team. Lamar is the quarterback, and one of us here has a ticket on Lamar to win MVP preseason. It might,
Dare he say he has
is
a
it
ticket?
me? I think it is. So I'm enjoying it. I like that the Ravens are playing very well. Hopefully Lamar stays healthy. I do think they win this game. They're just playing such good ball. They beat the shit out of Seattle. They beat the shit out of Detroit.
Yeah,
2 close spreads.
but those are NFC teams.
But then again, yes, this is a divisional game. The AFC North plays really tight, so I do think Cleveland covers the
yeah, it's
6.
a lot of points to give Cleveland.
Yeah.
It really is in a division matchup.
I think it's going to be a 20-17 type game. I think it's going to be low scoring.
It's gonna be ugly. Valid.
Reagan,
Yeah.
so you're waving the white flag on the milk mile?
I'm not waving the white flag, but I do think Baltimore wins this week.
Do you think they're gonna?
I'd say yeah. The odds are that they get over 9.5 wins at this point. But I mean, I'm not running the mile till off season.
I love that because that was the
So
first.
you've got
That was the
enough
first
time
bet
to
we
train,
took.
right?
Yeah. I'll just start. You know what? Maybe I'll start chugging milk. I mean, fucking.
You
cares
should
if I
start.
can run or
Yeah,
not.
you said I'm not gonna start running miles.
I don't think
when
it-
was the last time you ran?
We've been over this. And
been
I don't
over
think.
this.
I don't think
It's a weekly occurrence. Reagan, did you run last week? Nope.
No.
But I did have some more milk and cookies.
But honestly, dude, I could be the fastest guy in the world, and it will not matter how fast I am. Like you think like
We did have Worst Manhattan on more pods. This shit's fucking great.
like I could be the fastest guy in the world in the best shape. I don't think it matters. Like you still got to chug a gallon of milk.
You'll still throw.
I'm
Yeah,
sure-
that's what I'm saying. It
I'm
doesn't.
sure being in shape would help. You're running.
It certainly wouldn't hurt, Reagan. Right?
I don't think it matters. I'm gonna throw up no matter
wouldn't
what. I'm gonna throw up no matter what. So I don't think if
What's
I'm
the
in.
over-under on throwing up?
It's
Two times,
I don't
three
think it's like
times?
physically possible to not.
Yeah,
throw
let's,
up.
the line's 1.5. We'll see if you yak twice.
I think it should be
Now,
higher.
odds to
Yeah,
yak
why-
is like
Hey,
minus
hey,
5,000.
I don't think it's possible to not yak.
I just said 1.5, motherfucker.
What do you mean, like 2 separate times?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, like one
You
time
do
that
throw
counts
up.
as 2. Like, no shit, 2 separate times.
Yeah,
That's
you're
the-
gonna be throwing
Oh,
up
so when you
a
score a
lot.
touchdown, like 2 separate times for over 1.5? Like, yeah,
I
2
don't know,
separate
if I go-
times.
What time
Then
it?
I like take a couple seconds, but
What do you think the time should be? 15 minutes?
I don't fucking know. No, 15 minutes. That seems a little.
High?
I mean,
You're not running a 15-minute.
I don't think you
You're
can run
not
a 15-minute
running
mile without milk.
I think without milk I
That's
could
what I
do
was
it.
gonna say.
Without milk I could do it. With milk, yeah. I guess with milk, yeah. That's.
Bro, you could walk a 15-minute mile.
I was being generous.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I think I could do
I
it.
don't
I'm like,
even
dude,
know,
you could
man.
fucking walk it.
Yeah, but I could walk it. Yeah, I could probably. Yeah, but I'm also running with milk in my. I don't even know. That might be a little. I don't know.
15 minutes is a fair line
Yeah,
for the
I
milk.
think so.
For Reagan.
Yeah, for me, he would do it in like 8 minutes and not even puke.
No. No
Slam
shot.
the over.
No shot.
It's gonna suck. It is going to suck.
That
So
is gonna
Ravens,
suck.
if you guys want to start losing, that would be an all-time.
Yeah, not happen this week. Well, actually, they might lose this week because I feel like you've been betting against them all year and you always take the other team.
Yeah. So maybe I'll be wrong.
Yeah, well, maybe you might fuck me
It
this
might
week.
be.
Cleveland might.
Yo.
Bars! Yo! Damn, that's a self pause.
Sneak peek
All
punishment.
right, next
Take me out to
game.
dinner for this, huh?
Next game, Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
Treat me to some milk and cookies first, huh?
All right, Santa, relax. You still gotta fit down the chimney
One of
there.
his elves.
Hey, you're the one. You're
Yeah,
the one getting
line.
sus with Santa over here.
Brewer's fat ass. All right, Green Bay on the road at Pittsburgh. Steelers are a 3-point favorite. The over/under set at 39. Another low total. Reagan. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh at home. Just because I think this defense is going to wreak havoc on Jordan Love. The offensive line's been struggling for Green Bay with Bakhtiari out. They have a lot of other injuries up front as well. Jordan Love has not played well. I think TJ Watt has a big game. And I think Kenny Pickett does just enough. Maybe doesn't turn the ball over 2 or 3 times. Just turn it over maybe once, Kenny. Complete a couple passes to your open receivers and win the game. And also the running game got a little bit on track last week with Jalen Warren and Najee Harris. Continue that, and I think they win a close one at home.
I'm gonna get a little cringy with you. I'm in love with the Packers this week.
Were you planning that? You just come up with that.
I just thought of it as you were talking because I was like zoning you out because I'm like the Steelers aren't winning this. So this is actually my upset pick of the week.
Whoa!
Yeah,
What's the record?
we are
What's the
now
record?
6-3.
What was your pick last week?
We took the Vikings.
And that hit, baby.
And that
Cash
hit.
money.
And that hit.
Do you know the units? Did you do the math?
No, I got to do
This
it.
guy's not a math guy, so he didn't do you didn't figure it out yet.
I could tell you.
It's been taking him a few
It's
weeks.
up a lot.
He's
No,
saying every
it's
week.
up
He's
a
like,
lot of units.
I gotta figure out how much I'm up, and it goes to the next week.
No, I
and
just,
I'm like,
like-
you figure it out yet? He says, nah. It's
I
like
didn't, like-
calculus in his brain.
No, I just like haven't actually
He's
looked at
waiting
the
for his
lines.
Texas Instrument in the mail.
Yeah, he's still waiting on the calculator,
Bruh.
and he doesn't even know how to use it.
But damn man. Oh. But anyway, yeah. So I'm 6-3 on that. We'll figure out what the lines were on all those games to actually get you guys.
What do you mean, wait? That's your thing, bro. You're
Well,
figuring that
you're
out.
the finance guy.
Can you do
so-
the math? I could do it. I
right,
busted it out in
thanks.
5 minutes, but
There
I'm
we
not
go.
doing.
All right, what am I up?
I said
What am
I
I up?
could. I
You
didn't
said-
say I would.
Maybe that's your punishment
I
for
said
one
I
of these
could.
weeks.
I didn't say I would.
Anyway, so yeah, I really liked what I saw last week from the Packers. Their defense played well. Granted, it was Brett Rippin, so
The right man.
you can't exactly take a lot of stake in that. But I feel like Love came into his own last week, had a great game. We kind of saw the Love we were seeing in the beginning of the year, and Aaron Jones looked very healthy last week. He went for over 100 yards, so that's a key component to this offense. If they can continue to get him involved, I mean, he's by far their best offensive player. I don't think anyone's going to debate me on that. So I
I
think
wish I could, but I can't.
no, you can't. So I think it's going to be a big Aaron Jones week again, and I think they're going to get it done in an ugly defensive battle.
Okay. Next, Reagan Saints. Guess who he's picking, guys? Our 2.5-point favorites on the road at Minnesota. The over-under set at 41. I'm going to ride with Josh Dobbs, baby. I'm taking Minnesota at
Yes,
home. I think they continue their hot streak. They win, and they cover the 3. This is going to be another ugly game. I'm not going to lie. The over-under
Yeah.
is also low. I mean, any Saints game, I'm not going to lie to you, I never know what Saints team's going to show up.
Yeah, because we see in the Saints team that puts up 39 or whatever on the Colts, and then we see the Saints team
They
that
put up
puts
like 13
Yeah.
like most weeks, but then their defense plays really well, and then all of a sudden the offense
Yeah, they
scores
have
like
12
24, and
interceptions
the
on the
defense,
season
and the
right
defense
now.
plays terrible.
You know their
like,
defense is 12 picks already this year.
yeah, that's
Freaking
really
crazy.
good. That's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't know what Saints team's going to show up.
Open the
So
winning
I'm going
one.
to go with Minnesota, but I will say Taysom Hill. We've been saying
Anytime
it.
touchdown scorer. I mean,
Yeah,
he's their
anytime
goal
touchdown
line.
scorer.
He's their goal line quarterback.
Yeah, they're
slash
not
tight
giving the
end
ball to
slash
Kamara
running
on
back.
the 2. It's Taysom Hill, fucking power
He's just-
football wildcat, and I love
Yeah.
it.
And when that doesn't work, put him in at tight end. He'll catch a
Yeah,
touchdown.
absolutely. So
So-
against this Minnesota defense, I don't know. I kind of like some Taysom Hill props.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Saints. Like you kind of already highlighted. It's been a trend that has
No
led
one
me
even had to
5-4.
listen to this episode and they'd be like, "Oh, Reagan's got the Saints, and he
Yeah.
probably has the Titans too." Oh,
Yeah,
sneak
but
peek,
from,
he
uh,
does.
Okay, you've taken the Ravens every week.
And the Ravens are 7-2.
Okay, but I mean, my point is, yeah, I mean, the Saints are 5-4, so we'll see at the end of the season. I'm not going to change my strategy. All right. But yeah, so like I was saying last week, I think the Vikings kind of come back down to earth. I mean, last week clearly they had a lot of momentum coming into it. You know, you see them all rocking the Kirk Cousins shirts. It's a very emotional moment for the team. So they kind of rallied behind that, and then they got a guy like Josh Dobbs who has to play out of his mind for them to win that game. Because I mean, I don't think he'll ever have a game like that again. Safe to say. I mean, that was pretty freaking cool watching that, especially that one run. You see Cam Akers absolutely pancake the D tackle, and then Josh Dobbs is able to
Yep.
high step over him and then get the first down.
Yep.
Crazy play. But I'm going to lean with the Saints. I think this Vikings team's going to come back down to earth. I don't see this team being a playoff team with Josh Dobbs. And maybe when Jettis comes back, it's a little bit different, but he's not going to – I don't expect him to play this week, do you?
No,
So-
he won't play this week.
So I'm going to lean with the Saints. If for some reason he is to play, I might temper my expectations, but I think this game's going to be ugly.
All right, next, Houston. CJ Stroud fresh off that historic game at Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are 6.5-point favorites. The over-under set at 47. Y'all know who I'm rocking with. Joe Burr and the Bengals to cover. And
But they didn't even have to
Ken-
ask it. They already know who you're taking.
yeah,
I
I took these fuckers to win the Super Bowl,
I think
baby.
it's safe to say at this point, every Bengals game, you're going to be on the Bengals in their spread.
Most likely.
Maybe not the spread, but at least their money line.
Most likely. You know, we'll see.
I'm-
But, you guys heard from the ad read. Ken is rocking with the Bengals with me to win the Super Bowl. He appreciated that, and I appreciate that, because then we toasted the worst Manhattan. The Bengals are going to run the fucking table, baby. Let's go. Let's go. They're going to win. I think Houston, yeah, that was a crazy game out of Stroud, but he did struggle a little bit before that. You know, granted, he's a rookie. I understand he's playing.
Yeah, he didn't look
playing
good against the Panthers.
Great football. Yeah, and that's the
Didn't.
Panthers. The
Yeah.
Bengals defense is a different animal. I do think that Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd light up this Houston secondary, and they win by double digits.
I think it's going to be very high scoring. But yeah, I'm on the side of the Bengals as well. Mainly because, I mean, Stroud's got to come back down to earth, right? I mean, obviously, like, he's not going to do that. But
he's
I
not
mean,
throwing for 470 this
no,
game.
He's
I
not
can
throwing for
promise you that.
470, but I think he actually struggles in this game. I mean, he only has one pick on the season. I think he's going to struggle in this. And
Are you saying he might throw a second pick?
I'm saying he might throw
Is that a
second
sneaky
pick.
Whoa.
little prop bet that people should think about?
I think it is
It's
a
probably
sneaky
plus
little
like
prop
what,
leg.
160 to 200
It's got to
range?
have some juicy odds at this point. I mean, he's only thrown one all season, so I can't imagine you're getting minus odds on that. But yeah, I mean, this Bengals defense looked really good against the Bills, so I think they're going to have a good game plan, and I think it's going to be, I think it could be high scoring, but I think if it is high scoring, a lot of those points come from the Bengals. So I'm expecting a blowout on the side of the Bengals as well.
All right, next. Last game of the 1 o'clock slate. The Titans are 1-point favorites on the road at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Another low total at
I hate this
38
game
and
so
a
much.
half. I hate the fuck out of this game. I'm just going to rock with Baker. I'm going to go Tampa at home. You know, I thought they'd end their losing streak last week, and they obviously blew that game at the end. But the offense started to click more. I was surprised the defense played so poorly, but I'm still not fully bought in with Will Levis.
See, I kind of am. Like,
I'm not fully bought
because
in.
he didn't look amazing against the Steelers, but he had a lot of flashes, and that's a good defense. So I think this is I'm rocking with the Titans, But this has a lot to do with Will Levis and what he's shown us through 2 games. He had his moments against the Steelers. Obviously, he had a hell of a game against Atlanta. But I think this is a defense that we just saw get absolutely lit up by another rookie. So I think this is a good spot for Will Levis. I think he has another big game like he had similar to Atlanta. I think it's going to be a good and I think this is sneaky high scoring this game because both defenses kind of suck.
So you would take the over of 38.5.
I would take the over. Yeah, I think this is a smash over play. I think this is a slam it.
Oh, it's a slam it.
I think so. When you look at both defenses, they've both been lit up a lot this season. I mean, both offenses got a lot of weapons on them. So
they got a lot of they're strapped up. Some would say.
yeah. I mean, Hopkins, Henry, then you got Godwin, Evans. White's been having a great year, so at least for fantasy.
Cade Otton last week, big game for the Bucs, 2 touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying, man. Big year for tight ends, too. They're starting to all click as of recent. A lot of tight ends having big weeks.
Yeah. It's just ironic that they're playing the Titans this week because I met Baker in Nashville. I digress.
Super ironic. I'm sure that's what he's going to be thinking
He's like,
about
damn, remember, we're playing the Titans this week.
Remember I met Colin Tongue at this bar?
When I got in that dance battle with that kid,
Little kid? You were calling yourself a little kid? Wow.
I actually was bigger than Baker. I was going to say.
Baker's like, what's up?
He's an NFL player, but I'm like, wait, I was bigger
Colin's
than
like, hey, nice to meet you. He's like, what's up, bud? Even though he's like 25 and you're 23. He's like, what's up, buddy? And he's like, you going to buy me a shot or what, little man? And Colin's like,
that's not how it happened.
Colin's like, could you make a little kid's day and let me buy you a shot? That's actually wild.
No, it was a couple of grown-ass men getting in a dance battle at a bar. He tipped his cowboy hat, and we enjoyed a nice shot of tequila.
I'm not going to lie. That is wild to refer to yourself as a little kid.
No, but I know that Baker chased it with water. That's what he does.
Oh, that's pretty soft.
He's a dog.
You're like a little kid just starstruck watching him do it. That is so damn impressive, Baker.
I was like, now I got to do it.
No, you should have just showed him up and just no chase.
No chase.
Whatsoever.
Actually, I think
when you start coughing it up, it's okay, little buddy, you got it. Patting you on the back as you cough it
throw
up.
up in his face or something. That would have been a story.
Yeah, that would have been. It already is a pretty cool story. That would have been.
That would have been legendary.
Legendary. All right, well, that wraps up the 1 o'clock slate. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, get to the rest of the games.
What's up, everybody? Don't forget about our sponsor, Masterpiece Designs. They're currently working on our merch. We got a trucker hat, 2 shirts that are going to be dropping live on the website, aroundthefeltsports.com, on Friday. So get ready to order it. They've been doing everything we've asked, and we're really happy with how it came out, and you guys are going to be as well. So once again, that's Masterpiece Designs. You can check them out on Instagram as well. That's Masterpiece Designs 2023. So give them a follow, and you can kind of see some of the cool stuff they've been doing. So thanks, guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back in. We're going to get right into the 4 p.m. slate. So what do we got first, Colin?
The Falcons are 1.5-point favorites on the road at Arizona. Kyler Murray's return. The over-under is set at 44. Reagan, who are you rocking with?
I'm rocking with the Cardinals. I'm waiting for Kyler to come back, and we finally got it. I'm excited. I got him in fantasy. I'm actually starting him in a couple leagues this week.
Ballsy!
Hey, you got to make some bold choices. It's bye weeks. I have Mahomes in a couple leagues, and that's why I'm starting Kyler. But, I mean, he's got the rushing upside. We'll see how mobile he is after coming off the injury, obviously. And the fact that they might be having James Conner come back as well, that's 2 key adds for this team. Because that's one of the biggest things for this Cardinals team. Obviously, they haven't had Kyler, but when they had Dobbs with Conner, they looked a lot better than Dobbs without Conner. Because the run game hasn't been a thing since Conner went down. It's pretty clear. They weren't able to run it with the combination of Damian Williams, DeMarcado, Keontae Ingram. None of them.
DeMarcado.
I mean, and they all got their chances too. There were a couple weeks where all of them got their chances. So we'll see. But I'm leaning with the Cardinals here.
I'm going to go Atlanta, but I don't feel confident in this Falcons team at all. I just think this Arizona defense is so bad that hopefully Arthur Smith gives the ball to his big dogs.
Well, I don't know if that's exactly a great drive. Hopefully Arthur Smith does the right thing. Well, it's week 10, buddy.
Yeah, it's week 10.
I think you can get rid of the hopefully.
So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I think it's a big Kyle Pitts game because it's Arizona secondary.
It's probably a big Jonnu Smith game.
It's a big Jonnu Smith game. I'm gonna take Jonnu Smith over yards. Like I actually think.
I actually want you to put that in our parlay. He's gonna not get any targets, and Kyle Pitts is gonna go for 200.
See, that's why I would never put it in the parlay because
I'm
rooting for Pitts.
Yeah.
But I do think this Arizona secondary is very susceptible to get beat. And I think it's a big Jonnu Smith game. I think the run game gets going. Both guys have a good game on the ground. And I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Yeah.
And Kyler Murray's return.
All right, let's move on. What do we got next?
Next, probably the best game at the 4 o'clock slate. Actually, definitely the best game. The Lions are 3-point favorites on the road at the Chargers. The over-under is 48.5. I'm going with the Chargers straight up and against the spread, actually, here, Reagan.
I'm on the other side of the coin.
I know Detroit's off a bye, but the Chargers look good the past few weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, like last week against the Jets, like their offense looked terrible. Their defense looked good, but granted, you're going against Zach Wilson. This line's offense is a lot better, so I'm not fully bought into their defense right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lions here. I think their defense is a lot better than the Chargers' defense. So while I do think it's gonna be close scoring, I lean the Lions by one score. I could see it being like 24-17 Lions.
I do agree the Lions' defense is better, and trust me, I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game, but I'm just going to rock with Herbo.
Herbo's your guy?
Herbo's my guy, dude. I'm going to rock with Herbo.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting because obviously, like, I don't know, man. He had we didn't really talk about how bad of a game he had the other day against the Jets. Granted, every quarterback outside of Dak this year has looked really bad against the Jets. So he's in company with, like, Mahomes looking bad, Allen looking bad. So yeah,
I mean that Jets defense is elite.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but the
so
Chargers defense against the bad Jets offense did their job.
Yeah, they did.
And they got it done on special teams as well. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. All right, next the Washington Commanders on the road at Seattle. Seattle 6-point favorites. The over/under set at 45.5. I'm gonna go Seattle straight up and against the spread because what do the Seahawks do? They beat up on bad teams. They lose to good teams, and I don't think the Commanders are a good team. I mean, granted, since they've lost Chase Young and Montez Sweat, that defense is a lot less scary, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good game to get back on track for that Seattle offense after only scoring 3 points last week against the Ravens. And I'd be interested to see if DK Metcalf gets more involved after only having 1 catch last week.
Yeah.
And does JSN continue his hot
get
streak?
him more involved,
and it's this Washington secondary that's been exposed all year.
Yeah. I actually think Washington covers, but I have Seattle winning. I think this game's going to be super low scoring and ugly. I haven't Seattle's offense really hasn't done a ton this year to give me any confidence in this team. I mean, you'd hope they make the adjustments. Washington's defense, they looked a lot better than I expected, but granted, you're going against a Mac Jones-led Patriots offense, so...
Wait, the one that you took for the big bet of the week this week? That
yeah.
Mac Jones-led offense?
That offense, I said that was crap. They're just going against a really bad defense, so something's got to give, and I'm leaning on the side of that Colts defense gives in.
Okay,
so.
yeah, I get it.
You know, I did say that, but yeah, I think it's ugly, low scoring.
We'll see if you still say that when you have a whole pumpkin pie down your throat.
Okay, well, let's talk about the game we're on, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I said my piece, so are you good?
Yeah, but I would take the under in this game, honestly. What's the line set at?
45.5.
45.5, yeah, I'd take the under. I think it's going to be, I don't know, I could see it being like 17-14 Seattle.
You actually got your math right that time. That is under.
Oh, it's way under.
All right, next, Reagan. My Giants at the Cowboys. Oh, boy. 16.5
Giants anymore.
point spread.
You going to be watching this game?
Wow, that is gross. Well, the fact that it's in the 4 o'clock slate means I'll definitely watch more than if it was the 1 o'clock slate.
Can't even hide from the shit show.
So I'm not going to bullshit you guys. I'm taking Dallas straight up and to cover.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for it to cut on Red Zone and be like, oh, and an update from the Giants game, and just see Tommy DeVito throwing a pick six.
The unbiased fan hat is off right now. The Giants never win in Dallas as is. Like, even if they're fully healthy week 1, they still lose in Dallas. The Dallas beat the hell out of them week 1 this year.
Yeah,
at
40-0.
At
that was
MetLife.
full health. So what are they going to do
that
with
was
this?
That was full health.
Hospital bed of a
now
team.
You got Tommy DeVito under center.
Well, I will say, you can't do any worse than Daniel Jones did against them early on in the year.
I mean, that's fair, but at the same time...
Like,
I mean,
we really can't get any worse, can it?
We didn't score any points, so technically it can't get worse, but like statistically...
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe...
You can't score any less than they did week 1.
Maybe it might be worse statistically. Like, it could happen. Like, it's
Yeah.
not out of the realm of possibility. It's Tommy fucking DeVito. He can't complete a forward pass.
Wow.
But...
You know what? You might just make me take the Giants spread. You're kind of pissing me off
Yeah, but
talking about TD
I'm not
like
going to
that.
back... I'm not going to back this DeVito-led offense right
Well, it's
now.
like,
It pains me. It
You're
hurts.
at the point where
but-
you want the Giants to lose. You want them to tank. So, like...
See, I'm never the type of fan that's rooting for my team to lose. Now...
See, I
don't
would
get
be
me
if
wrong.
I was in your spot.
Don't get me wrong. If we score, I'm not getting as amped as I was a couple weeks ago or
Now,
last
when they
season.
score, let's go, TD,
No.
never a doubt.
When the Giants are like competitive,
go.
like
Yeah,
last
exactly.
year,
He's going to be running around, hey, Pa, get the marinara sauce. The Italian scored.
okay.
Let's cut that mozzarella.
All right, but like even last year when the Giants would score in the playoff game, like I'd scream my head off so much that I'd have to sit down because I'd almost pass out. Like
Yeah.
if the Giants score against Dallas in this game, like I don't have that same type of energy given where the season is.
Oh.
But we just
Come
don't.
on.
We
Do it
don't
for
beat
Tommy
Dallas.
D.
We already don't beat Dallas on the road. Plus, what has Dallas been doing all year? Beating the piss out of bad teams and losing to good teams.
Yo.
So
I think I'm going to take the Giants spread. I keep thinking about it more and more. This game feels trappy because think about it. Everybody in the world's going to be like, how the hell could the Giants with Tommy DeVito cover against the Cowboys? Like, Dallas beats up on bad teams. Like, all these reasons for why Dallas is going to cover is making me think it's a trap. So I'm going Giants to cover, Dallas to win. I think Tommy DeVito, garbage time touchdown. I think the final score is, we'll go 35-20.
you think the Giants are going to score 20 fucking points?
Yeah, I do. I think some interesting stuff goes down. I think Dak turns the ball over twice. The Giants get in good position.
That's the only way they're competitive is if the defense plays
I think
well.
they get
But they
in
didn't
good
look good
position
last week
twice.
without Leonard
I
Williams.
could see them getting a field goal or two, maybe getting a defensive touchdown. You never know. Ball goes their way a couple times. Maybe TD leads them down the field one time, puts it in. I think it's going to be high scoring, but I do think the Giants cover backdoor.
Okay. The Jets, 1-point favorites on the road at the Antonio Pierce-led Las Vegas Raiders. The over/under is very low at 36.
Shocking.
A lot of
Wow.
low totals,
That's
man.
shocking. Bad
Not a
offense
good
with
week.
good
Not a good
defense.
week if you're taking player pop parlays. That didn't come out.
Player pop.
it up,
Player
baby.
pop. Player prop parlays. Reagan, I think we know you're taking the Jets. I'm gonna go with the
I am,
Raiders.
yeah. Wow, hater. Okay.
Honestly, I
Certified hater
was
boy.
leaning Jets, but I can't go against my boy Antonio Pierce, captain
Your
for
boy.
the Giants 2007 Super Bowl team.
You went against them last week.
Well, no shit, he was playing the fucking Giants.
Well, I mean, can't be too big of a boy. You can ride with them last week.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, Reagan. But yeah, this Raiders team looks rejuvenated. It almost seems like they're starting to have fun with the game again. And I hated this team under McDaniels, but you know, I think they're a frisky little fun team under Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, I think
and
this game's
I
gonna-
just don't have any faith in this Jets offense. I don't have faith in Zach Wilson. I'd love for that offense to score more points because I have
Do you have
Brees
faith
Hall.
in the Raiders offense? Because
I
I
have
do
Brees-
not either.
See,
I think this
I
game's gonna
don't
be
necessarily
so
have
ugly.
faith in their offense, but I know that Antonio Pierce has preached that they're going to get the ball to Jacobs and Adams and just like force feed him the fucking ball.
It
which
didn't really
McDaniels
happen
wasn't
last
doing
week
that.
to Adams. Granted, they didn't need it to happen, so we'll see.
Yeah, but Jacobs had a big game. Granted, it's going to be a lot more difficult against this defense this week.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be. I mean, the over/under is 36.
The only
It's gonna
way
be a
I think it's
low-scoring
going to be,
game,
I'm
but-
taking the under for sure. The only way I see the Raiders beating us is if some funky shit happens again, where our offense keeps turning over the ball and just giving it right back to the Raiders in great position. To me, that's the only way we lose this game is if it goes similar to the Chargers' way. Give up a punt return, have a turnover, giving them Aiden O'Connell like good position. Like I don't see Aiden O'Connell leading this team downfield a lot. Like the way we've made other quarterbacks look. Like you really think he's going to make us look bad? So
No, I think it's like a 13.
we'll see. I think it really comes down to does the Jets offense fuck them? Like
13-10
Zach Wilson,
game.
don't turn the ball over. Like just as long as we're smart enough with the ball, I think we'll be good. But very ugly game. And honestly, you could say it's a must-win for both teams right now because both teams are right in the hunt right now. Raiders are 4-5, Jets are 4-4. Like the Jets lose it, you get really worried, and the Raiders they go to 4-6. It's definitely over. So
Wow, taking birth control.
I'm really curious why. yeah, why
you know me.
I
Don't
don't
wanna be having any
understand
unplanned
why
pregnancies.
you have a 9:48
We're gonna
p.m.
kill all our listeners.
because I got some-
alarm on. That's interesting time. Very specific. 9:48 p.m. But
we gotta set a trigger warning out because that scared me. And
that scared
Yeah.
the fuck out of me.
Those of you guys that are listening to this podcast on your way into work tomorrow, I'm sorry. I'm just sorry.
Well, you certainly are woken up. That's
Yeah, I was feeling a little sleepy. I knew at
Yeah.
this time,
Yeah.
9:48.
Honestly, they gave me the last juice I needed for the last game
Let's
of
go,
the
we
week.
go.
Reagan, the Broncos at the Buffalo Bills. Bills are 7.5-point favorites at home to close out this very ugly primetime slate again. What do we got? We got Bears, Panthers. We
Yep.
got Patriots, Colts. We got
Yep.
Jets, Raiders, and Broncos, Bills.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much uglier than that on primetime.
Yeah, no, it's an ugly
week.
week for sure. It is definitely an ugly week for sure.
The over-under is 47. I'm taking Buffalo straight up, and I do think they cover. They're a streaky team, but I think they can take care of the Broncos. I expect Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs to have a big game. I expect Dalton Kincaid to continue his hot streak. And I honestly just don't trust this Denver team enough to back them, even though 7.5 is a decent amount of points.
Yeah, I'm leaning with Buffalo both sides. I feel like they just kind of got embarrassed on national TV, you could say. I expected more of the Bills team, clearly, because that's why I'm golfing. But I mean, I don't know, to lose like that on national TV. I mean, you're supposed to be one of these teams with the better offenses in the league. It takes you to the final 3 minutes of the game to get up to 18 points. Like they didn't really, outside of that first drive of the game, they really didn't do much offensively. So I think that's going to fuel them. I know the Broncos are coming off of a bye, but I really don't believe in this Broncos team at all. So I think the Bills are just going to come out mad and beat them bad.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a 34-13 type of game.
Yeah, this just reminds me of kind of like we saw earlier in the year. The Bills beat up the bad teams, like when they played the Raiders in Washington. Like they beat them bad. So this kind of reminds me of one of those where we get a classic like Josh Allen 4-touchdown game, and they just take care of business.
Yeah, it almost seems like when Allen has like a decent game, like throws for 250, a touchdown, a pick. Like the next game, he comes out and throws for 4 touchdowns and 350 yards.
Yeah, so I'm expecting a big
And
bounce
this Denver
back week
defense
from this.
is brutal. So.
Yeah, and that Buffalo's offense, like they got to figure it out, and this is a good way to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up today's pod, guys. Merch dropping on Friday. Be on the lookout on the AroundTheFeltSports.com website. Reagan's Punishment, the 999 Volume 2. Juice World Challenge this weekend on the golf course, and I will be caddying because I waved the white flag on the Giants making the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. You're gonna make for a great caddy, don't you think?
Yeah, I've done it once or twice.
What am I shooting? Score
Trust
prediction
me,
for the people.
Well, I have your under at 63.5, so you better get the fucking under. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna make damn sure you do on that course.
All right, what do we do? You're gonna have to really wrap me in on the last couple holes. I'm gonna be going a little wild, so you're gonna have to really do some work, caddy.
If it comes to it, I might just stick my hand down your throat to make you pull trigger.
Well, you know what they say, a golfer is only as good as his caddy is, so it really comes down to how good of a caddy you are. I want like really good reads on it. You gonna bring the book? The greens book?
I don't need that. I have the shooter.
Oh,
And
wow.
honestly, it's fairways, dude. The greens are fucking flat, so just
Okay,
just
so
hit the
blame
ball
it on the
straight.
greens.
Just hit
Blame it
ball
on the
straight.
greens.
Just hit
All
the
right.
ball straight. We'll be all right.
No guarantee on that, but we'll see.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.